After 7 abortions during her final year at the university, Bella found herself pregnant again, the 8th time. She panicked. From pills to traditional mixtures to secret clinics, she tried everything to end it, but the pregnancy held on. Her belly grew, and so did her fear. But nothing could have prepared her for what happened on the day of delivery. Rushed into the hospital, Bella screamed all the way, her breath short, sweat soaking her clothes despite the dry harmattan air. Nurses wheeled her in, doctors gathered, lights beamed overhead. "Push," one of them said. She did. Out came one baby, then another and another. The doctor blinked in disbelief. A 4th. Then 5. 6. "Dear God," someone gasped. 7. 8. 9. "Keep going," they urged. 10. 11. Bella let out one final cry, louder than before, and then came the 12th. The room filled with sharp, fragile cries. 12 babies, red, tiny, and alive. A doctor wiped his forehead and whispered, "12. You just delivered 12 children." Bella turned her head slowly, her eyes wide with disbelief. "That's not possible," she murmured. But it was. Lying in a neat row, wrapped in white, the babies stirred, some yawning, some asleep, others crying. Boys and girls, together. Bella stared, unable to move or speak. A nurse leaned in and asked gently, "Madam, who should we call?" "The father." But Bella kept staring at the wall, her mouth slightly open, no words forming. How do you name a father when you don't know who he is? The room was full of life, but her heart felt hollow. She had lived recklessly, weekend parties, alcohol, men whose names she no longer remembered. Now faced with the consequences, Bella sat motionless. After being discharged, she sat on her bed, hair tangled, eyes empty. She looked at the babies, again and again. "I can't do this," she said quietly, her voice brittle. "I can't keep them." Sandra, her friend, stood nearby, holding one of the newborns. "Bella, they're yours. They need you," she pleaded. Bella shook her head. "I need my life back. I want to sleep, go out, breathe." Sandra moved closer, desperate. "Just one. Keep even one." But Bella looked away. "How will I survive? Diapers, milk. Crying every hour." Sandra's eyes filled with tears. "These children are gifts from God." Bella scoffed. "Did I ask for a gift?" Her gaze shifted to the babies again, lying like tiny dolls. One had fingers in his mouth. Another blinked slowly. So delicate. So innocent. But Bella's heart was closed. No softness, no connection. That night, under a quiet sky, while the babies slept, Bella picked up a pen and paper. She wrote down names. Men she had been with. Some she remembered clearly, others were guesses. A few had no surnames, just vague memories. She folded the list and tucked it into her purse. Tomorrow she would begin. One by one, she would give them away. She would not return. Before dawn, Bella bathed 2 babies, dressed them, wrapped them carefully, and held them close. Sandra stood silently at the door. "Please don't do this," she whispered. Bella didn't reply. Her eyes were cold. Her steps firm. She hailed a taxi and headed for the market. Among the noise and crowd, she walked up to a black gate and knocked 3 times. A man opened. Tall. Confused. She recognized him from a wild night months ago. He frowned. "You again? What are you doing here?" She raised the babies. They're yours. He laughed. What? From where? That night, Bella said. I got pregnant. These are yours. The man scratched his head. From one night. They look like you, she added. We can do a DNA test. The man hesitated, eyes locked on the children. One sneezed. He exhaled slowly. Put them inside, he said at last. Bella stepped in, placed the babies on the couch, and turned to leave. What if I can't take care of them? He asked. She didn't look back. That's your problem now. The next morning, she took another baby, round face, sleepy eyes, and went to the office of a wealthy businessman. His car gleamed in the sun. She knocked. He came out in a tailored suit. Why are you here? Without speaking much, Bella placed the baby in his arms. Your child. From that night. He jerked back. Are you insane? Bella didn't flinch. You can lie, but God sees all. He looked around nervously. Keep your voice down. I'm married. I don't care, Bella said. Just take your child. The baby sneezed. He looked closer, uncertain. I don't want this, he muttered, then slammed the door. Bella paused, then knelt, set the baby gently by the gate, and walked away. That afternoon, she visited a small flat in Yaba. A struggling musician opened the door, guitar in hand. Bella? Wow. She handed him a baby. She's yours. He laughed uneasily. Come on. It was just once. Still yours, she said. He panicked, begged, even cursed. Bella laid the baby on a worn couch and left. Each day, she carried a new child to a different man, a club bouncer, a lecturer, a hotel worker. Some went quiet when they saw the babies. A few admitted the resemblance and took them. Others screamed, denied everything. One even called the police. Bella ran like a hunted thief, but never stopped. Her heart stayed locked. Her face showed no emotion. By week's end, all 12 babies were gone. The room was silent. No bottles, no blankets, no tiny cries. Bella stretched on her bed, her arms wide, a faint smile on her lips. Now I can breathe, she said. Her body was free. She whispered, she thought the story had ended. But stories like this don't end. They always find a way back. Bella had not always been this way. In fact, she was once a virgin, untouched and innocent, until her final year in the university. She was raised in a deeply religious home, where morning devotions were a daily ritual. Skirts never rose above the knees, and any talk of sex was a forbidden subject. Her father had a voice that thundered like a warning. Her mother prayed like breathing, morning, afternoon, and night. There was no makeup, no boys, no jokes that even hinted at sin. Silence meant respect. Obedience was law. And Bella followed it all, at least until she left for university. When her admission letter came, the entire compound rejoiced. Her mother danced around the house repeating, "My daughter will shine like light." Her father, firm and proud, simply said, "Don't forget where you come from." And at first, Bella didn't. She joined fellowship, avoided night parties, and said no to club invites. When boys tried to flirt, she turned away. She wore her modest clothes like armor and repeated to herself, "God will provide." But school was hard. Really hard. Her parents struggled financially. Some semesters, she ate nothing but snacks and occasional helpings of food from kind-hearted friends. Her shoes were worn. Her clothes were old. She often went to bed with hunger twisting her insides. Her roommates, on the other hand, lived in abundance. New wigs every week, fresh clothes, expensive phones, rich meals. She watched them live a life she only dreamt of. Still, she resisted. When they teased her for rejecting help from men, she'd say, "I have faith. God will make a way." They laughed. God helps those who help themselves. But she held on. Until her final year crushed her. Her project was due, and there was no money. The department was strict on deadlines. She called home, sent messages, begged even her pastor to reach out to her parents. Nothing worked. Her mother was sick. Her father overwhelmed. No one had anything to give. That was when her friends introduced her to a businessman. Wealthy, influential, and known for helping girls. He was their solution. "He'll take care of everything," they said. "Just see him." Desperation overruled her fear. She agreed. The man arrived in a black SUV that smelled of leather and confidence. He was polished, kind with his words, and promised to pay for everything. School fees, project costs, and even monthly allowances. But there was a condition. "One night," he said calmly. "Just give me one night." Bella's heart raced. She refused, stood up, and left in tears. Back at her room, she wept. Her friends laughed and rolled their eyes. "He won't kill you," one said. "Just give him what he wants." "I don't want to lose my dignity," she replied. But the word dignity meant little in that room. Days passed. The deadline loomed. Bella watched classmates submit their work while hers remained incomplete. She begged her supervisor for more time. But he dismissed her. The pressure became unbearable. Her mother's worsening health haunted her thoughts. She was hungry. Broke. Tired. Then she remembered the man, the expensive car, the cologne, the promise. The next morning, she asked her roommate for his number and called. He sounded pleased. "You came back," he said. She stood there, hands cold. He poured her juice. "Relax," he smiled. "One night and all this will end." She turned to leave. But her project, her mother, her hunger, they all flashed through her mind. So she stayed. That night, she gave him her body. She closed her eyes, held her breath, told herself, "Just once." The next day, he kept his promise. He gave her more money than she had ever held. She printed her project, bound it, submitted it on time, and smiled while others clapped for her. "Thank you," she said, but inside her, something had snapped and never healed. That night became a turning point. The boundary she once swore never to cross was now so far behind her, she couldn't even see it. The next time he called, she went. Then another man. And another. It got easier. The shame faded. Her purse filled. Her wardrobe transformed. Her phone changed. She wore new makeup, new hair, and new confidence. Classmates began to notice. "Bella, you're glowing," they said. She smiled. "It's God's grace." But it wasn't grace. It was the secret payment for nights she could never speak of. She slept with men who were old enough to be her father. Wealthy men with swollen bellies and heavy wallets. She offered herself to lecturers for grades. To brilliant classmates for assignments. Her body, once guarded, became open. No questions, no limits. Protection? Rarely. Sometimes they used it. Sometimes she forgot. Sometimes she didn't ask. Encounters were unplanned. reckless. A lecturer's office. A parked car. A dark hotel room after a party. She stopped caring. Her conscience lay silent. Her emotions faded. And then came the pregnancies. Again and again. Each one a mistake. Each one, a quick visit to a clinic, a desperate drink, a hidden pill. But there was always another, until that final one, the one that refused to leave. Her friends already knew what she would do: abortion. The first time she cried. The second time, no tears came. By the third, she already had a nurse she could trust. She'd take pills, curl up on a cold steel bed, and count the days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 times she did it. 7 times she walked away. Not a trace of guilt. Just relief. But the 8th time everything changed. She felt the signs. Took the usual pills. Nothing happened. Boiled roots. Drank them all. No shift. She went back to the backdoor nurse. The tools came out. The pressure. The pain. Still the baby held on. The more she tried, the stronger it clung. And when it finally came, it wasn't just one. It came with 11 others. 12. 12 children from one stubborn pregnancy. 12 cries. 12 faces. 12 different fathers. Scattered like forgotten parcels on Valentine's Day. Bella went on with her life as if none of it happened. She pushed it deep, past memory, past conscience, into a place no light could touch. Her friends began settling down, marrying, starting families. Bella laughed and said, "When I'm ready, I'll have mine. One child won't hold me down." She believed it. After all, she once gave birth to 12. 2 or 3 would be nothing. After graduation, she told herself it was time to change. She wanted a new life. Clean, stable, married. But only to someone rich. Eventually, she married a wealthy businessman, becoming his 3rd wife. The wedding sparkled. Music, lights, cameras. But after the noise faded, silence came. 1 year. No baby. 2 years, still none. The first wife muttered, "Maybe she's just enjoying life." The second smirked, "Maybe her womb's just lazy." But Chief didn't smile. He called her in one night. "We should see a doctor," he said. Bella's heart skipped. "No, no need," she replied quickly. "It's God's time. It'll happen." But fear sat in her throat. She knew. She remembered. What she had ended, discarded, ruined. She avoided hospitals. 3 years passed. 4. 5. Then one quiet morning, Chief handed her a brown envelope. "You brought beauty but no child," he said. "I didn't marry a flower pot." Divorce. No music played when she left. Just the sound of her own footsteps. Still, Bella didn't quit. "One mistake," she whispered. "Just one. I'll try again." She married again. A politician this time. Loud. Popular. Full of charm. He loved her smile, her poise. Another grand wedding. More music. But again, no child. Time ticked. Months. A year. 2. He began to frown more often. "Are you sure you're okay?" "I'm fine," Bella lied. By the 3rd year, he stood by the door one night. "I need a woman, not a statue," he said. And like that, he ended it. No shouting. No begging. Just silence. She left again. This time the tears reached her eyes, but didn't fall. Then came the third. A contractor. Came. Simple. Big house. Bigger heart. He called her my sunshine. For the first time in years, Bella felt peace. But then, the old question rose again. Where is the child? Time passed. No bump. No signs. Just waiting. The whispers grew. She's barren. She ruined herself. She wasted her womb. Bella tried not to hear. But every night, the silence screamed. She would lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, counting regrets instead of stars. Then came 45. Her body grew quiet. Too quiet. Month after month, she waited. Nothing. One day in the bathroom, she whispered to herself, "It's over. No more bleeding. No more chances." Menopause had arrived. The final lock on a door that could no longer open. Her skin faded. Her eyes lost their fire. The same men who once chased her now passed without a glance. One day she wore her finest dress and walked into a party. No heads turned. No one noticed. She sat alone, holding her purse like a child, hoping someone might call her name. No one did. Her phone stayed silent. No messages. No invites. Her parents had long passed. She didn't even go to their graves. Too busy, she once said. Now, their silence felt heavier than any scolding. Her friends sent pictures. Children, birthdays, graduations. She replied with emojis. Fake laughs. Thumbs up. Sometimes she would stand by her window at night, watching other women call children in from the rain. She'd place a hand on her chest and whisper, "Once, I had 12. But the house stayed quiet. No tiny feet. No toys in corners. Just her. Regret slithered in, sat beside her. It didn't shout. It didn't bite. It just stayed. Quiet. Constant. Cutting. Because when the moon leaves, you cannot call it back. And when the womb finally sleeps, no seed can wake it. On her 50th birthday, Bella sat on her bed. No cake. No children. No husband. No voice calling her Mama. Tears came. This time they fell. She whispered, "I was once a mother. I had 12. Her voice trembled like old paper. Then she stood up. "Let me try," she said. "Let me find them. Maybe one remembers." She tied her scarf, put on her worn slippers, and stepped out. Her steps were slow, but her hope ran ahead. She began at the market. The man who took the twins. His house was bigger now. Gate taller. She knocked. He came to the door and stared. "It's me," Bella said softly. "I came for the twins. My children." The man's expression turned stiff. "What are you talking about?" "I gave them to you," she pleaded. "Please let me just see them." But he looked away. "Those boys are mine now. They don't know you. Leave before I call the police." The gate slammed shut in her face. Bella stood still, the wind pulling her scarf to the ground. She bent down, picked it up, and walked away. Second house. A struggling musician. His place hadn't changed. He opened the door, saw her, and frowned. "Ah, you." She managed a weak smile. "Please, the girl I left with you. Where is she?" He rubbed his chin, sighed. "I gave her to my sister in Benin. She doesn't bear my name." She doesn't even know I once held her. Bella's lips parted, but no words came. He shook his head and walked back inside. Third house. The businessman who once slammed the door was now a church deacon. His Bible looked heavier than before. She waited until he stepped out after evening service. "Sir," she called softly, "do you remember me?" He acted like he didn't hear her. "I gave you a baby," she continued. "Please, I just want to see her." He let out a long breath. "That child was taken to an orphanage. I never saw her again. Don't come here again. I'm a changed man." Then he walked off, Bible tucked under his arm like nothing ever happened. 3 homes. 3 rejections. 3 more pieces of her heart shattered. Bella sat on a roadside stone, wiped her face, but the tears wouldn't stop. She kept going, house to house, street to street, face to face, but each knock only brought more pain. No one said welcome. No one said mother. Just blank stares, slammed doors, and harsh words. Some shouted. Some chased her off. Others looked at her like a complete stranger. Her legs weakened. Her voice grew faint. Her heart crumbled. She sat on a park bench watching children laugh and play. A little girl passed, holding her mother's hand. Bella shut her eyes for a moment and imagined the child was hers. For that small second she smiled. Then her phone rang. An unfamiliar number appeared. Her hand trembled as she answered. "Hello," a frail voice replied. "Bella?" Her chest tightened. "This is your former lecturer. Do you remember me?" "I do," she whispered, tears rising. "I don't have much time left. I'm sick. On my bed. But before I go, I must tell you the truth." Bella sat up, gripped the phone tighter. "What truth?" "The child you left with me. She's still here. Her name is Tiny. She grew up well. She's in school now. But she doesn't know who she truly is." Bella stood from the bench, heart pounding. "Come," the old man said. His voice cracked. "Before I go. She deserves to know you. She deserves to know her mother." For the first time in years, a small flame lit inside her. She packed that evening. Folded her clothes, tied her scarf, clutched her bag and whispered, "Maybe, just maybe, one child will remember me." She didn't sleep that night. She didn't eat. She just waited for morning. When dawn broke, she stepped out in silence. The sky hung low. The wind barely moved. The road seemed endless. "I'm coming, Tiny," she whispered. "Just wait." She found a bus headed to the small town where her lecturer lived. Her heart beat slow and steady as she stared through the window, counting trees, markets, rooftops, imagining Tenny standing at the door asking, "Are you my mother?" And she, with open arms, would say, "Yes, my child." She smiled, soft, fragile, but then the sky darkened. Rain began to fall. The bus sped down a narrow hill. A loud horn. A scream. A crash. Metal twisted. Glass shattered. Voices screamed. Then, silence. And there, among the wreck, lay Bella. Still. Eyes closed. Hands stained. Lips quiet. She never reached the town. Never saw Tenny. Never heard her daughter's voice. Never got the chance to say, "I am your mother." She died quietly. No goodbye. No child to weep for her. Only a name tag in her bag and a heart filled with regrets. She never found the 12. never reclaimed what she lost, never reversed her past. So take heed, your youth is a season, not a license. What you throw away today may be the very thing you'll search for tomorrow. Not every story comes with a second chance. If this story touched you, like the video, share what you learned, and don't forget to subscribe for more soulful tales like this one. Thank you for watching.